Hi everyone, I'm Audrey. I've always been very passionate about all aspects of law enforcement. I recently became interested in how local police handle situations like human trafficking. It hit me that this was a good research topic since I'm considering doing something with combating human trafficking in the future. In my presentation, I first identify what human trafficking is. I then talk about how local police departments are meant to handle human trafficking. And finally, I talk about the shortcomings and limitations that police departments face that I've found in my research so far. After doing a lot of research, my research question boiled down to what do local police departments face while combating human trafficking? I think that closely aligns with my discourse community and what I want to do to further study and research. Here you can see my revised synthesis map on how I broke down finding all my information. Next, I will talk about the definition of human trafficking and what the TVPA is. Human trafficking is defined as the illicit enforcement of individuals into labor or commercial sex through force, fraud, or coercion. Throughout history, this definition has stayed pretty much the same, although human trafficking was only federally recognized in 1910 in the United States. The TPVA, or Trafficking Victims Protection Act, was passed by Congress in the year 2000 and was the first real act to help end human trafficking. Since this is a fairly new area of study, there are not a lot of methods to help combat it. Next, I will talk about the responsibilities that local law enforcement has to help fight human trafficking. Human trafficking has only been considered a federal crime recently, but that still means that it needs to be handled the way all criminal offenses are. Police should take all the necessary steps. They are tasked with steps including identifying victims of human trafficking and catching the trafficker. Then they are meant to take the proper steps to help prosecute said trafficker, like booking and processing and working closely with prosecutors to help put the trafficker behind bars. Now, I will talk about the limitations that police departments are facing when dealing with human trafficking. Once again, since human trafficking is a fairly new crime that has been recognized, the local police have only been recently instructed on how to handle it. Many of the units that have been tasked with handling human trafficking have also been tasked with enforcing prostitution. Many of the articles I have read have agreed that the units within the police departments that deal with prostitution are now being told that they have to deal with this area as well, which has caused a lot of issues, such as misidentifying a victim or not recognizing the signs of a person being trafficked. Another prominent issue that law enforcement has faced in regards to human trafficking is training. There was a study conducted where officers were asked questions about human trafficking. Many didn't know how to identify a victim or the definition that the United Nations provides overall. Because officers aren't given proper training on how to handle this topic, they aren't doing justice to the victims. Another issue that has since come up is that there isn't just one policy on how to handle human trafficking, and it varies over organizations. This leads to discrepancies across police departments. I have done a lot of research on local police departments and how they combat human trafficking. My next step in research is how policymakers are help fighting this issue and some laws that have been put into place to help combat this. Although there hasn't been much research done, all of it has pointed towards police officers needing more resources and training when it comes to handling human trafficking. They lack what they need to be fully equipped to fight human trafficking, which has globally become a huge problem. I hope to see more steps in the future on trying to make a change. Thank you.